Now that we know how to differentiate tan, sec, cosec and cot, let's see how we can use that in a range of different problems. Alright, so here are 3 questions. Let's try to differentiate these 3 different functions. I encourage you to pause the video and try this yourself first. Okay, well I can see this is the product of 2 functions. So since it's getting a little bit complicated, I might just carefully lay this out using the product rule. I've got u is x squared, so u dash is 2x. I've got v is tan x, and I now know that v dash is sec squared x. So that means that my derivative is u v dash, so that's x squared sec squared x, plus v u dash, so that is 2x tan x. And we could factorize if we wanted to, but I see no reason since we're just looking for the derivative. So there we go, there's the derivative of x squared tan x. Okay, this one here, well, this is a chain rule because it's a function of a function. Okay, it's cosec of a bunch of stuff. Now, just like when we differentiated sine of a bunch of stuff or cos of a bunch of stuff, we basically differentiate it as if that stuff was just x, but then at the end we multiply by the derivative of that stuff. So I asked myself, what's the derivative of cosec? The derivative of cosec is minus cosec cot. So it's going to be minus cosec of this stuff times cot of this stuff, and then all multiplied by the derivative of this stuff, which is 2 minus e to the x. Could I have written this a neater way? Well, possibly. So rather than having a negative here and then this bracket 2 minus e to the x, I could just flip that bracket round and make it e to the x minus 2. So I've sort of incorporated the negative into there, and then it's just cosec of my stuff, cot of my stuff. All right, now last one here. I've got y equals sec squared x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that as sec x to the power of 2. So this is again chain rule because it's a function squared, it's some stuff to the power of 2. And so when we differentiate some stuff squared, what we have is that the power comes down and drops by 1, so that's just sec x, and then we multiply by the derivative of what was going on in the bracket. The derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. So neatened up, we've got 2 sec squared x tan x. Okay, so 3 different problems. We had a product rule question, we had a chain rule question that was sort of cosec of some stuff, and then we had another chain rule problem which was some stuff squared, sec x all squared. Okay, let's take a look at this here. Let's try to differentiate ln of sec x. Now, I've put them in the modulus sign rather than brackets, and you sometimes see that when we're dealing with a function. And the reason for doing that is that you can't take ln of a negative number. And sec is sometimes negative. So by putting the modulus there, I'm saying I'm taking ln of the kind of positive value of sec. So if sec x was minus 5, we're just changing it to 5. So to keep the stuff we're inputting into ln positive. In practice, you generally don't need to take much notice of the modulus signs there. Okay, how do we differentiate this? Well, it's ln of some stuff, and I know that the derivative of ln of some stuff, I'll just remind you, if you had y equals ln of f of x, well, its derivative is the derivative of that stuff divided by that stuff. So our derivative here is the derivative of sec x, which is sec x tan x, divided by the stuff, sec x. Well, we've got sec x on the numerator and the denominator, cancel those, and we simply get tan x. So that's pretty cool, right? The derivative of ln sec x is tan x. Okay, one more question. So I've got this function here, e to the 2x times sec 3x. Can we find the coordinates of the turning point of f of x in the interval minus pi over 6 up to pi over 6? So turning points are going to be where the derivative is 0. So I'll want to find when is the derivative 0. So I'll find the derivative first. So it's product rule. I'll just do my u's and v's over here. U can be e to the 2x, which means that u dash, okay, so that's e to the stuff, so I've got to multiply by the derivative of that stuff, which is 2, so that's 2 e to the 2x. V is sec 3x, so the derivative of v is 3 sec 3x tan 3x, okay, because it was sec of some stuff. So that is the derivative of sec, so sec 3x tan 3x, but then we multiply by the derivative of that stuff, 3. So what have I got? I've got uv dash, so that's this times this, is 3 e to the 2x sec 3x tan 3x. I just moved the number 3 to the front, plus vu dash, which is 2 e to the 2x sec 3x. And I want to know when that is equal to 0. Okay, so I'm going to have to do as much factorising as I can now, because this is a pretty complicated equation, but luckily there's loads I can factorise out. I can factorise out an e to the 2x, and I can factorise out a sec 3x. And that leaves me with 3 tan 3x, 3 tan 3x, and just a plus 2 here. And that should be equal to 0. Now, this is a nice situation to be in because I've got three things multiplied. I've got e to the 2x, sec 3x, and this bracket here. And if their product is 0, then one of those things must be 0. So either e to the 2x is 0, or sec 3x equals 0, or 3 tan 3x plus 2 equals 0. Looks like a lot to do, but e to the 2x is not 0. E to the power of nothing is 0. So that gives us no solutions. Just remind yourself, if you're unsure about that, by looking at the graph of e to the x, it's never 0. Look at the graph of sec x, or sec 3x if you like. It is never 0. Okay, the sec graph is just looping like positive, negative, but never 0. So no solutions from this, which means the only place we're getting our solutions from is here. So we've got 3 tan 3x equals negative 2, and then tan 3x is negative 2/3. And what does that mean? That means that 3x is inverse tan of negative 2/3. So inverse tan of, I'll just make sure that I'm in radians here because I've been doing differentiation, minus 2/3, and I get minus 0.588. And that means that x is, well, I'll just divide that by 3, and I get minus 0.196. And that's rounded to 3 significant figures. Now, it was such a tight range here that I sort of didn't bother exploring any further, but I mean, you can. If you add pi or subtract pi, you'll quickly find that your answer goes outside of the acceptable range here. Okay, but we want to the coordinates. So there's the x value, and to find the y value, I'm just going to sub my answer into this. So I'll just do e to the power of 2 times my last answer. I'm using the answer button, and then times by 1 divided by cos of 3 times that answer. And we get a y value of 0.812. Also to 3 significant figures. So there's the coordinates of the turning point of f of x in that integral. Okay, so I hope it's been useful looking through some examples of using the derivatives of tan, sec, cosec, and cot in a range of different problems. All right, I'll see you all in the next video.